You know when you're watching a game, any game, like chess or football, the rules are crystal clear, the goal is precise, and you know exactly what it takes to win. But what about the biggest game of all, your life? In this explainer, we're going to break down how to turn your biggest goals into a game you can actually win.
So, I want you to ask yourself this question, honestly. When you think about what you want to achieve, get in shape, be a better partner, grow the business, do you have a clear, undeniable finish line? Or is it kind of more of a fuzzy, far-off dream? And that right there is the crucial difference we're going to tackle today.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got this vague aspiration, grow the business. Feels good to say, doesn't it? But what does it actually mean? Now look at the right, a winnable game. Launch a product generating 100K in monthly revenue. See the difference? It's specific, it's measurable, and you know without a doubt when you've won. That's the move from just wishing for something to actually winning it.
Okay, so how do we make that leap? Well, it all starts with building your own personal scoreboard. We're going to break this down into 3 core elements, the big 3, that'll turn those hazy dreams into real, solid challenges you can actually conquer.
All right, here they are, the big 3. First, you have to set the timer. You need a deadline. Second, you've got to know the score. What does victory really look like? And third, you have to write the rules of your game. Let's dive into each one.
So let's talk about that timer. Your game isn't some lifelong, endless marathon. It's a focused sprint, and we're talking about 90 days. Now, why 90 days? Because it's the sweet spot. It lines up with a business quarter, it's a season, it's long enough to make some serious, meaningful progress, but it's short enough that you can maintain that intense focus you need to see a real change, all without completely burning out.
And this is such a key idea. We're not talking about trying to overhaul your entire life all at once. No way. Think of your career, your relationships, all that stuff as the marathon. This 90-day game, that's a focused sprint within that bigger journey. It's all about picking one important battle and just winning it.
Next up, knowing the score. This is all about what we call your victory conditions. The way you score has to be completely, totally unambiguous. And here's the ultimate test. Ask yourself this. If a total stranger walked in and looked at your game, could they tell instantly if you were winning or losing? If the answer is no, or kinda, then you've got to go back to the drawing board. And this part is absolutely crucial. Once you define that finish line, you have to commit. You can't move the goalposts. As this quote says, changing the rules in the middle of the game isn't some clever strategy. It's just quitting the game you said you were going to play.
And finally, you need a rule book. In sports, rules make sure it's a fair game. In your life, they create the structure for you to be excellent. So your rules need to define what actually counts as progress. For a fitness game, a rule might be a workout under 20 minutes? Nope, that doesn't count. For a relationship game, is scrolling through emails during dinner quality time? Your rulebook says absolutely not. And you also need tangible reminders, a scoreboard on your wall, a daily alarm on your phone, something to keep you locked in the game.
So, you've got your timer, your score, and your rules. You're almost there. But there's one more secret weapon that brings this all together. An audience. That's right, your game needs spectators. And I'll tell you why.
I mean, it's a simple fact of human nature. When people are watching, performance goes up. When you declare your goals, your scores, your rules to other people, it creates this incredibly powerful accountability. It's the difference between a New Year's resolution you kind of whisper to yourself and one you post for all your friends to see. Suddenly, the stakes feel real, and that pushes you to play harder and actually stick to the rules you set. Now, let's see how this all comes together in the real world, because this isn't just some nice theory. Let's look at a real-life case study of a founder who used this exact framework to totally turn his startup's trajectory around. So let me introduce you to Dean. He's a sharp entrepreneur, brilliant vision for his fintech company. He even had some initial funding. But his huge, long-term vision was actually getting in the way of his short-term goals. His game plan was, well, it was hazy at best. So picture this. Dean's playing a game of tennis, and his coach hits him with this powerful analogy. He said, "You're a great general with a clear vision for the war, but wars are won through individual battles. What does your match point look like?" And that question forced him to stop thinking about winning the whole war and start focusing on winning the very next game. So what did Dean do? He created this, a meticulously crafted scoreboard for his next 90 days, and he broke it down just like a tennis match. And look how clear this is. The first set was to secure clients. The second set, deliver a working product.
And the final set, secure the funding. He turned that vague goal into this concrete 3-part challenge.
But something really crucial was missing. His game didn't have a timer, and more importantly, it had no audience. He was nervous about going public with it, afraid he might fail. But his coach was firm. Without spectators, it's not a real game. You have to fill the bleachers.
So Dean took a leap of faith. He sent an email to his whole team and all his investors, laying out his 90-day scoreboard. And the result? It was immediate and incredible. One investor was so impressed by his clarity and his accountability that she doubled her investment right there on the spot. Dean's story just brilliantly shows the power of this framework. By the end of his 90 days, he hadn't just gotten his funding. He had built a repeatable method for turning these huge visions into actual winnable games. So, the question now, of course, turns to you. It's time for you to start your own game.
So, what's your next move? Think about that one area of your life where a vague aspiration has been holding you back. Your 90-day clock starts now. What are your rules? What are your victory conditions? What does your scoreboard look like? It's time to stop just dreaming and start winning.